This is Olivia Osgood, and you are listening to the How to Quit Working Show. I'm glad that my mommy's an entrepreneur so that we get to spend lots of time together and she gets to homeschool me.
This is the How to Quit Working Show. Jeff Steinman believes entrepreneurship is the only true path to freedom. That's why he created the How to Quit Working Show, where you'll hear stories, insights, and inspiration from lifestyle fanatics who left their soul-sucking 9-to-5 job forever. Now, here's your host, author, entrepreneur, and ultimate lifestyle fanatic, Jeff Steinman.
Hello and welcome to the How to Quit Working program. This is Heather Osgood, your host of the Friday episode of the How to Quit Working Show. Thank you so much for being with us today. We have some wonderful things to cover. And before we get started, I just want to make sure that you have had a chance to join the How to Quit Working Circle. Simply go to howtoquitworking.com/circle to get free video training, access to our wonderful Facebook group full of hundreds of people just like you looking to quit their jobs, as well as invitations to live training seminars that we put on from time to time. If you haven't checked that out, I would encourage you to go do that right now. Also, don't forget about our new daily podcast. So if you haven't checked out the new daily podcast, you can go to howtoquitworking.com/daily to get all of the information about that great daily inspirational tips show that will get you going and on your way. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about facing challenges in your life. And more than facing challenges in your life, I want to talk to you about accepting challenges and about getting really excited about the idea of being challenged in your world. I want you to think back to a time when you were driving. We've all had this experience where you've been driving for years and years and you get in your car and all of a sudden you are at your destination and you think, how did I even get here? I don't remember anything about my drive. I don't remember what stoplights I stopped at. I don't remember really anything significant about my drive. I just know that I'm here. And this happens to us because we are so conditioned to drive. We're so used to driving. For many of us, we get in the car every day and it's just part of life. And you are very, very susceptible to just turning on that real autopilot. I think especially if you are going down a course to go to maybe the gym or maybe to church or maybe to work, something that you are going to and headed to on a regular basis. You just get into that autopilot mode and you're there. Now, taking kind of that similar situation, if you're in that autopilot mode, totally disengaged from your drive, and all of a sudden someone swerves into you, that brings your awareness and your attention back to the present moment. And all of a sudden, focusing on your driving is a survival technique for you, and you have to be present. You have to know what's going on. And oftentimes when something like that happens, you become super focused on your drive until you get to your destination. So it was just really that one incident that allowed you to refocus or re-engage. I want you to really think about how that scenario is playing out in your life. And for me, I'm kind of on the heels of turning 40 here in the next couple of years. And all of a sudden, I'm going, where did the last 10 years of my life go? And how quickly does 10 years just fly by? It flies by really, really quickly. And how many of us kind of sit back and say, where did the last 10 years go? Or where am I at? Like, how did I get here? I think that for my husband and I, it's kind of crazy to think we've got an 18-year-old who's graduating from high school next week. We have these two little kids who, are totally captivating every moment of our lives with their fun episodes and their growth spurts and things. And it's very easy for us to look around and go, wow, like, how did we get here? How did our kids get to be so big? And if you aren't careful, your life can quickly pass you by. So I really want to kind of allow you this opportunity to think about getting out of that autopilot mentality that we so easily fall into. And I want to give you a couple of suggestions to get you out of that autopilot mentality. So first and foremost, I really want you to think about engaging in your life and engaging in your day. Are you at a place right now where you're basically just out of touch with yourself? It happens very easily. And I want you to really think about what you can do to get focused and centered with yourself. Are you meditating in the morning? Are you praying in the morning? Are you conscious of the events and the experiences that you're having throughout the day? Are you totally unaware of everything that's happening to you? Really think about tuning in to your life and really, really being present with what's happening. And you might have some wonderful things that are happening in your life. And if you're not present with those activities, it's a total waste. On the flip side, you might have some horrible things that are happening in your life, or even just a lot of mediocrity, which is really, in my opinion, one of the plagues of the developed world, is this level of mediocrity, that we're all just comfortable living here in kind of this no man's land where we're not significant and we're not insignificant. We just are. And so, really think about that. Like, has complacency set in? And are you really just, not allowing yourself to really be in touch with who you are? So that's really the first step for you, is getting in touch with who you are. And next, I want you to think about your goals. Do you have specific, measurable goals that you have set up, and how in touch are you with those goals? Frequently when I talk to people, I'll say, well, do you have goals? And they'll say, yeah, I've got lots of goals. I think about them all the time. And then I'll ask them, well, do you have your goals written down? And most of the time people don't. And often my clients think that just having a goal is good enough. Like, I have it in my mind, and so I know what I'm working toward. The problem is that you have a lot in your mind. You have everything in life that is floating around in your brain. And if you're not really engaging with that specific goal, and if you're not taking ownership of that goal, it's not going to happen, because it's very easy for those goals to kind of come in and go out of your mind. And all of a sudden, here it is, and the whole year's gone by. I cannot believe that we are in the middle of 2015. That is a trip to me. Like, it feels like it was just yesterday that it was the beginning of the year. And here we are halfway through the year. And really, are we refocused on what we're doing? Are we refocused on our goals and the vision that we're creating for our lives and our potential businesses, or the businesses that we're working in? Or are we just totally, totally complacent? The other thing that I want you to really think about is that by not having goals and really living in that autopilot mentality, it really opens you up to this level of vulnerability that leads to kind of the mentality of the victim. And playing the role of the victim is one of the most dangerous, self-sabotaging modes that you can get into. And I want you to just think back to some of the subconscious thoughts that you've had. And when was the last time maybe you were at a get-together, or you were out in public and you thought, well, of course that person's successful. If my parents helped me out with everything, I'd be successful too. Or of course that person can make a lot of money in real estate. If I had millions of dollars sitting in the bank, I could make millions more too. Or I just have really bad luck. It doesn't matter what I do or how I do it. Everything is awful for me. It's just my curse in life. It's my luck. And I have to say, out of all of them, the luck thing is one that pushes me over the most. I don't believe in luck. I don't believe that, there are just some special people out there that all of a sudden they just get extra special things. Are there people that are more advantaged? Of course. Are there people who were born with more money? Of course. Is that always an asset for those people? Not necessarily. How many times do you see someone who was born into a very well-off family, and the family really produces kind of these degenerate children who do nothing, who are, totally spoiled, who have no ambition in life? So, really everybody has the opportunity to make something more of their life. And I want you to really, really think about just getting rid of all of those poor me victim mentalities because it isn't serving you well. And you know what? Even if you are the most disadvantaged person in the world right now, it is so important for you to change that mindset because it's not serving you well. It's not doing anything for you. I'll never forget, I watched a video on TV at one time, some show where there was this gentleman that was born without any arms or legs. And he had done some of the most incredible things in his life because he had really, really put his mind to accomplishing that. And it was just amazing to me. And, I think if I didn't have any arms or legs, how horrible would that be? And yet here this man is who really came from this extreme position of disadvantage and was able to really rise up and just create some amazing things in his life. And I know that each of you is going through a hardship. Every person has a hardship. There is not a perfect person out there whose road is just, paved for them and they don't have issues. Everybody has issues. So you really have to think about trying to overcome those issues and really, really looking at the possibilities that surround you, looking at what it is that you have the capability of creating. And a lot of that starts with just creating a solid roadmap for yourself, getting really clear on goals for yourself, and pushing yourself beyond where you currently are. Try to turn your autopilot off. It is not serving you well. Next, I really want you to think about where you're at with just your ability to contribute to the world. What are you contributing right now? If you're in a place where you're just a total receiver, you are waiting for that handout. You are waiting for your boss to give you more. You're waiting for more customers in your business. You're waiting for, you to get a tax break, or you're waiting for, someone to, die and give you millions of dollars. If you're in this real receiving place in life, I want you to just shut that off, and I want you to turn the tables, and I want you to think about what you are doing to contribute to the world. It is your responsibility to give of your time. It's your responsibility to give of your money, and it's your responsibility to give of your talents. If you're sitting there saying, I don't have any time, I don't have the ability to give any time, I don't buy that for a second. I want you to relook at your schedule. I want you to create prioritizations in your life, and I want you to give of your time. Everyone has the ability to give of their time. That's something that we all have, and you need to make a commitment to give of your time. Next, I want you to really think about your money. It's really easy for us to say, I don't have any money. I don't have any money to give. I'm totally tight. I'm totally broke. I want you to know that CNN Money did a report that said that it only takes $34,000 a year after taxes to be among the richest 1% in the world. I'm going to say that again because it's so important. $34,000 a year after taxes puts you in the richest 1% in the world. If you are listening to this right now, you are a wealthy person and you have the ability to give of your money. The report went on to say that even the poorest 5% of Americans are better off financially than 2/3 of the entire world. So really, really think about what you're doing with your money and how you're really giving of your money. You have an opportunity to contribute. Are you contributing? And second and third, we're looking at your ability to contribute talent. Are you contributing your talents? And I don't want you to say, I don't have any talents. Trust me, you have a talent. And if you are not giving of yourself in that way, you are not going to be in a place to receive more than what you have right now. Giving of yourself is a huge, huge opportunity for growth in your life. And if you are not a contributor to the world, you will never go beyond the constraints of your job. If you're thinking that you would love to create a business, it is all about contribution. What is it that you are giving to the world that will allow the world to give back to you? So I want you to really, really embrace the idea of giving of yourself, giving of your time, giving of your talents, giving of your resources. That is an extremely important step to get you out of autopilot and get you really, really in touch with what you're doing. And finally, I just want you to think about being challenged. What would it feel like to you to just be on fire, to pop out of bed in the morning and be ready to go? And you would be ready to go because you are so on fire for this new challenge that you have in your life. At my gym, I just started a new dietary challenge for 30 days. It's a 30-day food challenge, and it is a huge elimination diet. And I can tell you that I have had a lot of protein and a lot of vegetables today, and I'm feeling quite hungry. Hopefully that goes away in the next few days. But it is a challenge and it's really fun. And it's fun to do it with a big group of people. My husband is doing it with me, and it's something that we can stay focused on together. It's something that we can get excited about. And I was able to take measurements of my body and pictures of my body. And hopefully in 30 days, I see changes and I feel changes in really what having this super nutritious meal plan is going to do for my body. And so I'm excited about the challenge of that. And when I think about business creation and when I think about all of the opportunities that there are out there and how wonderful it is to really feel at a place where you just feel so, so challenged. And the reason that feeling challenged is good is because eventually you're going to get to a victory. And there is nothing sweeter in life than having that victory, being pumped up and knowing that really you made a difference, that you stretched beyond your comfort zone, that you got yourself out of the rut that you were in. And if you don't have a big challenge in your life, it's not going to propel you forward. And we all know that if we're not moving forward, really we're moving backwards. Nothing in this universe ever stands still. Either it's going forward or it's going backward. Where are you at right now? Are you in that place where you're really challenging yourself? Are you in that place where you're ready to step out and, just really be in touch with yourself, to have a good roadmap, to really, be in touch with your contributions to the world? If you're not in that place, I am challenging you right now to be in that place. Now is the moment. Now is the time for you to take action and for you to make steps toward getting your life on the path that you want it to be on. And if you're not in that mental place, you're never going to be able to create a successful lifestyle business. You have to really just abandon that employee mentality. You have to abandon this idea that everything is going to be given to you, that you are entitled to more, that you have nothing to give. If that's where you're at right now, that is just not a conducive place to really creating more of what you want in your life and really creating that solid business. So I really, really want to challenge you. And the reason I want to challenge you is because I have felt so challenged in the last few weeks. I have gotten some of my most exciting clients in the last couple of weeks, and I am so looking forward to working with these individuals, to really, stretching my abilities and stretching my talents to the brink of their, to their powers, and, just thinking about what I've done and how I can do it better, and every day constantly examining, how can I perform better? How can I do a better job for my clients? How can I help people really create the businesses that are going to be ideal for them? And how do I get you to perform at your optimum level? And for me, helping you to perform at your optimum level means that I'm performing at my optimum level. So I just really want you to embrace this idea of challenging yourself. And if you're feeling like you can't challenge yourself, because there's a reason I go to the gym, there's a reason I join eating challenges, there's a reason that I'm working with Jeff Steinman, it's because I need people around me to support me. There's a reason that I have a coach, a business coach that I work with on a regular basis. And it's because I need that accountability. I need somebody saying, come on, Heather, you can do more than that. You can do better than that. Like, push yourself. Where are you at with this? And if you're in that position where you really want to get more, where you really want to feel challenged, where you want to feel alive again, you don't want to have 10 years just pass before your eyes. If you're ready to make that commitment, I would love to talk to you. I would love to talk to you about how we can help you create a business that is going to be on fire, that is going to be super exciting, that is going to make you just feel more alive today than maybe you have felt in years. Today's the day to feel alive. Today's the day to wake up and seize this moment. So if you are listening to this and you are feeling like you're ready to take the next step, please reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you. You can call the 1-800 number on the website. You're more than welcome to email me, heather@howtoquitworking.com. And I am looking very much forward to speaking to you in person. And if I can't speak to you in person, I look forward to talking to you next week. Have a wonderful week and go out there and challenge yourself. Today is the day. Take care.
Thanks for joining us on the How to Quit Working show. Tune in next time when we'll talk to another amazing person just like you who is now living the ultimate life of freedom and doing it on their terms. If you want to learn how to quit working and get these episodes delivered directly to you, visit howtoquitworkingshow.com.